Okay, welcome back to the channel, guys. Here we are in the garage in front of the Miata MV. And before we get started, yes, this is the mic I was referencing in the first video. Hopefully the audio is not too bad. I'm going to try not to peak it this time. And yeah, hopefully everything goes well from there. In this video, I wanted to address the clutch master and slave cylinder issue. Not a tutorial, but just want to see how it goes and document the whole process. And also just get better at doing this. Continue the flow of videos to you guys. So far, I've been keeping my schedule every Sunday. I don't want to put that in writing, but that's kind of what I'm aiming for every week. So yeah, I'll try to keep this one relatively short. The job is probably going to take me several hours, but I'm not going to film the entire thing because I'm filming on my phone and I don't want it to blow up. So I'll try to get some interesting angles, get like the important stuff, and just make it somewhat entertaining and just kind of show the car a little bit. I want to do a deeper introduction to the Miata at a later date because right now it's pretty messy and gross, and it's honestly been off the road for a week since I ran into the issue. And speaking of, it's funny how as soon as I start to make a YouTube channel about cars and the car that I want to talk about, the Miata has issues. The first issues it's had since I've owned it for over a year now. So take that as you will. We do have the new floor jack, low profile, even though it's still kind of stock height, but I do want to lower it eventually in the future. And then some jack stands, and then all the parts for the replacement. I'm also going to be swapping out the clutch line to a braided stainless steel, just because I want to upgrade that part and just make it future proof to a certain extent. And yeah, stay tuned. So to start off, I'm going to take off the clutch master cylinder, and then I'll move down to the clutch line, and then lastly lift up the car to do the slave cylinder, which is underneath right behind the front right tire, and then just do the reverse, put some fluid in the reservoir, and yeah, bleed it out and see how it goes. If you're interested in doing this job yourself, I actually got this kit from Treasure Coast Miata. I believe they're based out of Florida, so check them out. It comes with both the master and slave cylinder, the clutch line. This is I think the standard version. They also offer the extended, which is the full line that goes from master to slave. But I just opted for the standard one that gets rid of that like curly Q thing. If you have a Miata, you know what I'm talking about. And then they also provide the brake fluid, the reservoir. So yeah, it comes with everything you need. Yeah, check them out if you're trying to do this job yourself. This is not sponsored. I just wanted to shout them out for good quality parts and decent shipping times. So I'm just going to start off by placing a rag underneath the master cylinder because it might leak some of the fluid, and I don't want that to mess anything up. So yeah, I'm just going to sacrifice a rag for this, which should be fine. I think I already see where it might be leaking from. I believe this requires a 12 mil and 10 mil, 12 for the 2 volts at the firewall, and then 10 for the line that feeds it. My terminology is going to be terrible, so I would recommend looking up a different video if you want to get actual information from this. Actually, let me do that first. See, I'm literally doing stuff in the wrong order. Okay, now that I have the rag in place, I'm just going to break that feed line. Maybe I don't record how to videos. Okay, then switch over to 12. Okay. That's that. Should come right out. There you go. Nice. Just cleaning up around the area. And yeah, there's definitely a leak because it's a little bit corroded around the entry point. Cool, so that's that. Okay, that took way too long, mainly for the fact that I don't have all the tools that I should have. I recommend if you're doing this on an NB, it's slightly different than an A. I would definitely have a ratchet wrench, not just a socket, and not just a standard wrench like the ones that actually have like the ratcheting mechanism, because this spot down here is a total ass. And you're not going to be able to fit your hand in there with the socket and everything. So that's my recommendation. This took way too long than I wanted to, which is why the camera setup is like totally different now. Just dealing with the camera while doing this is just a pain. So, but all the stock equipment is off. So now I'm literally doing the reverse and putting on the new equipment. Hopefully it'll be a lot easier. There's less parts because I'm going from a 2-part clutch line, which is this weird, fairly cute thing on the NBs and NAs. For some reason, they Mazda made it into 2 parts. I don't really know why, but the new one is just a one single standard clutch line. A lot easier. Only 2 points to screw in, so it should be a lot smoother, and I can bend it down to meet the other part, so I don't have to squirm my hand in there. Yeah, definitely recommend researching this before you get started. Get all the tools you need, because I kept running into issues with just the tool part of it. If I had more tools, this would have been done in a lot less time. So, and also I'm really cautious when it comes to jacking up my car. I have like a phobia of getting crushed. Funny enough. So I was like literally spending an hour just making sure my jack points were correct. So yeah. Anyway, this should have been a lot faster. But in the meantime, my other parts for the next job I'm doing are already here from good old AutoZone for the spark plug replacement, which I might just do now since I'm already here. The car's already, open and ready for it. So we'll see how I feel. I just want to get this clutch situation done because it's just really a pain. But yeah, going back in the time lapse mode. So see you on the other side. So I just finished the job. I kind of just skipped over the last parts because it was just too much of a headache, but I'm just going to take it out for a drive now, see how it feels. It definitely feels way better just off the jump. The pressure is definitely back, so I'm glad that was the issue. While I was bleeding the clutch line, I still had the valve shut, so it wasn't generating any pressure and the fluid wasn't moving through it. So I had a mini panic attack and thought, oh, maybe the whole problem was just my clutch the entire time. But luckily it wasn't. I just opened up the valve, let the fluid run through it, did the bleeding process. It really helps to have a bleeder bottle when you're by yourself because I didn't have anyone help me for this one. So I recommend doing that if you're trying to do this way on your own. But yeah, once it was bled, got the pressure back, and I think now we're pretty much good to go. So I'm just gonna do a quick lap around the block, see everything's feeling good. So far, reverse and first gear are totally fine. The engagement point is a lot higher now from what it used to, so that's actually an improvement to the stock of what I was originally driving at, even before the problems started happening. So it's good to know that there's like an improvement on top of it. So I think this will be good. And then while I was doing this job, my spark plugs came in. Like I said earlier,
ran out of energy after this, so probably gonna end up doing that another day. And it's also, good to have another video on the books. So yeah, I'm gonna do the lap real quick and then wrap it up. It's definitely a lot smoother, and it's catching a lot higher too, so that's nice. It basically feels, I'm assuming, what a new Miata would feel like, so that's awesome. So yeah, after a quick little semi-loop around the block, it feels really good. I just really like the biting point that it has now, and it's almost like making me have to like relearn where the engagement is, because it's definitely not the same as what it used to be. So, but that's a quick adjustment on my end. So, yeah, it feels good, feels fresh. Just gonna try to enjoy this drive a little bit. Maybe I'll throw a quick little driving clip in here at the end. But yeah, just want to say thanks guys again for watching this video. The audio at this part of it is probably going to be terrible because I'm just using the phone mic at this point. Hopefully I'm looking into getting an actual lav mic in the future to help out with the audio situation. But yeah, thanks guys. Appreciate you guys watching. All I can say is I'm trying to get better at this whole thing and get past that mental hurdle of like making a video and setting it up and just going through the motion of it, but also just trying to remind myself that this is what I want to do, and I'm trying to find enjoyment out of it in the process, because it does relate to cars, and at the end of the day I do love cars and I love talking about them, and even though they can be a pain in the ass when you're trying to fix them, at the end of the day it is gratifying knowing that I actually did this job myself. And after getting quoted from a mechanic shop, they told me this job was going to be about $500, if that. And knowing how much the parts were, it was about $80 in total for parts. That means I just saved myself a few $100s then, and it came out working well. So I'm like really happy with it, and I'm just happy with myself that I was able to do it at the end of the day. And I think knowing what I know after doing it, the main thing to help these types of projects is honestly just having the right tools. I can't stress that enough. Like, just if I had like a few extra tools in my box, this would have been so much smoother, and it would have taken me a lot less time. But that's the process that you go through when you do these kinds of things. And but yeah, so anyway, that's enough on my end. I just want to say thanks again guys. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for watching the videos. Yeah, if you like it, like it. If you don't, it's all good with me. And if you're into it, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks guys. Bye.